What life-changing item can you buy for under $100? If you cook regularly, a large wooden chopping block and a decent quality chef's knife takes so much effort and time out of food prep in a way that transforms your will and ability to take on more complex recipes. So often I see people trying to prepare food with crappy little blunt knives on those tiny polythene chopping boards that slide around all over the place, and I can barely watch. Quality socks. A couple of years ago I quit buying whatever cheap socks were on sale and went high-end, specifically, Darn Tough Vermont, amazing quality, merino wool, not itchy, durable as hell, and made in Vermont. I'd prefer made in Canada, but this is close enough. They're expensive. I paid about CAD 30/pair, but you can frequently find deals. But they also have a lifetime warranty. Put a hole in it, mail them back and they'll send you another pair. At the time I started wearing them, I had a bad nail that would saw through a cheap sock in 3-4 wearings. Even under these conditions they lasted for months. All replaced just for the cost of postage. The replacements, since the nail is better, no problems 2 years down the road. Only thing is that they don't warranty loss, and you have to return them in pairs for replacement. You can bet I was counting them as they came out of the dryer in the laundry room. Few game air things for me. Tech-based. Projector screen. DIY for under $100 with white material and wood for the edges, or buy a silver ticket more like $200-ish. It is game-changing over a wall or sheet that I was using before. If you haven't considered a projector before either, they are insanely good for the price. Air fryer. On the Instant Pot one, it was like $60. I use it constantly to reheat fast food, fries or pizza slices, and even quickly toast bread. Logitech K400 Plus keyboard for media. The touchpad and form factor is perfect for couch or bed surfing. I have 5 of these floating around my house and recommend them to everyone. Buy a decent book, not a romantic novel, not a self-help book. They are really life-changing. The only problem is that you don't know how they change your life. I get it, not all of you want to be the smartest guy in the room, but please have a decent amount of knowledge or know how to be quiet and not feel intimidated by people who know more than you. There have been so many times the person has no idea of anything but wants to give his say just because he thinks others are showing off their knowledge, but doesn't know all he or she is doing is spewing BS. It's really frustrating. The Genie Aladdin Wi-Fi Garage Door Controller. $40. This thing allows for remote access through your garage door, is operable by your phone, allows you to send out permanent or temporary keys to family members or contractors, and it also keeps an audit trail of who has came and went, and live alerts sent to your phone when the door is operated. It's a full-on access control system for your garage door. Now my buddy can water my weed plants for me when I'm out of town. My monthly bottled water deliveries can be made securely. Any landscaping or maintenance needed on my house no longer requires me to be there. Really, there's just too many good things that came from this, and I didn't have to give anyone a key to my house. It's super easy to install too. A monkey with an open head wound could do it. A good multi-tool. I have a Leatherman that I paid like $40 for that I always have on me. I'd say I use it on average twice a day. Once it fell out of my pocket at my mother-in-law's and I was distraught for the 2 days till I got it back, as there were several times I needed it but didn't have it. A knife is always a popular answer, but it is a knife plus. It has pliers, the knife, small scissors, because sometimes they're more appropriate than a knife, and a couple integrated screwdriver heads with a file. I can't even imagine the number of times it's saved me a trip to go looking for a specific took when what's on the multi-tool does the job perfectly, and the number of times people ask to borrow it is all the proof I need that it's not just me finding excuses to make it useful. Seriously, one of the cheapest items I have that helps me nearly daily, and I highly recommend everyone having one. I would say an air filter sphere uses water and spinning centrifuge to suck and spray water inside. It catches dust and other particles in the mist, cleaning the air, and hydrates. Bought one, 0 regrets, and because of the added moisture, has kept my hands from getting cracked. It's possible, not great, found that out, but can be done. $100 to create your own performance home theater. Budget digital projector, easel for screen holder, box sheets of foam board for screen, hooked up to your DVD player. Even added budget desktop computer speakers for audio. It works. Upgrade later to include a digital tuner to watch TV on it. A measuring cups, spoons and a kitchen scale, for measuring your portions. A weight scale, for weighing you. A cheap Velcro wallet, to be affixed with a picture or drawing of an angry, hungry or accusatory expression for saving money. A restaurant-grade chef's knife, from a restaurant supply store. A decent set of swimming goggles/earplugs/nose plugs. Oh, so that's how people take long swims. Recently purchased some decent noise-canceling wireless earphones for about $70. They've had a huge and positive impact on my mental well-being. Not only can I work from home more effectively, fewer distractions, I can also take 20 minutes to listen to spa or meditative music whenever I feel stressed, anxious, or have a headache. It works nearly every time. Combine that with times when I can't sleep or have slept poorly, this helps me recharge my batteries and grab quick, effective, restful naps that don't last hours. The result has been a boost to my productivity, fewer exhausting work days pushing through stress/anxiety/headaches, and a net positive mood, disposition regardless of how I slept the night before. This, in turn, makes me less of a grumpy asshole. Bone transducer headphones. Like AfterShokz, I can hear stuff with them on that I can't hear as clearly or readily as I can with in-ear or open audio. GOG Edge of Glory on the Howard Stern Show. There are notes I can hear with my AfterShokz that I can't hear played back through speakers. Now I have hearing damage, to the point I have had a hearing aid for the last decade. With the AfterShokz I don't need to use it as much since they're Bluetooth. I don't need to take my hearing aid out to call someone. Headset buttons let me do a lot, so they're handy to have on when I'm elbows deep in a server rack. The audio and filtering is good enough to sound clear over the howling of aircon and all those fans. I'm a senior engineer at an MSP. We have sold a number of them to clients. After I let them try mine, bass response is okay. You're not going to get DEEE response, but you can hear the bass and kick drums okay. If you want to hear more, put earplugs in, or stick your fingers in your ears. Yes, I realize that sounds a bit mad, but it works. They work great at the gym, when out walking or cycling. They work fine under a motorcycle helmet. The best thing is your ears are free and clear. You are aware of the audio world around you. They've changed my life for the better. 2 items that I use together here: a weighted blanket and a V-shaped pillow, both absolute lifesavers. As someone who suffers from chronic pain, my blanket has been amazing. It's so soothing and I've slept amazing since getting it. I know some people say they get too hot with theirs, but so far so good with mine. I'm from the UK and my partner bought it off Amazon for around £40. My V-pillow has helped massively as I spend a lot of time in bed due to being poorly. I've never felt comfort like it, both when sat up and being let down. Mine cost me about £20 off Amazon and came with the pillowcase too. Comfort is the key to happiness, especially when you're in constant pain every day. A decent pair of shoes on clearance. Nice shoes, like Echo's, that are good for your feet. You might not think about it, but your feet and how you treat them are crucial for the health of your ankles, knees, hips and back. You're standing on those MFS all the time. They work hard for you, so get good shoes. I'm not talking about designer bullshit or whatever is trendy. One of those 4-month whiteboard calendars. I'm in medical school so I can write down when my labs are, when assignments are due, when quizzes and exams are, and other important details that I have coming up. It helps me plan out my daily work schedule. That's supplemented with a Google Calendar. There I can schedule what I am going to do for each part of the day. Get the Google Calendar app on my phone so it gives me notifications as well as on my computer. It really helps me stay organized and prioritize how I'm spending my time during the day to make sure I get things done. If you are a homeowner, a book that explains how your house works. There are some highly reviewed books on Amazon that are all well under the $50 mark. Having a book you can reference when your contractor starts talking lingo you don't understand is key to understanding what your contractor is doing, or what they aren't. If you are a competent DIYer, you would be amazed at what you can accomplish with the help of a well-written book with labeled pictures. Knowing how to do basic home repairs will save you money. Don't take this as me saying buy a book to learn how to do everything yourself. Call a professional when the situation calls for it. At least you will know the right questions to ask. I was homeless off and on and phoneless until age 27 when the SHS provided a free phone to me. It completely changed my life. It became so much easier to pay my bills, budget, do banking, communicate with family, friends and work, but most importantly, having constant access to the internet. The library has 1 hour limit. Made me curious about the world again during a hard, depressing time. People often mock millennials for their phone usage, but I can confirm there's a large swath of us using our phones for nothing but efficient knowledge, kindness, and freeing up mundane tasks so we have more time to explore the world around us. A muscle massager gun that athletes use. I was a crippled Amazon delivery driver, desperate for something that would help me become less sore. I swear by this thing. Edit. I didn't expect this to blow up, but I'm happy I could help everyone here. This is the one I bought here for anyone who is wondering. Edit 2. Sorry everyone, I was working. I'll reply to everyone ASAP. Edit 3. There are so many different ones that work just as well as the one I bought. Look into the attachments and reviews by people on Amazon. It is super helpful. Another user here pointed out AliExpress for the muscle massage gun. I'll have to find that comment again, but please thank that user here. Please thank you, Kalaru, for the AliExpress comment. Edit 4. Thank you for the wholesome award. Wow, this is amazing. Good quality socks, bedside reading lamp, solar-powered external phone battery. Emergency supply kit can be as simple as a manual can opener and canned food, a few 2-liter soda bottles of water, and a crank flashlight. Radio added. Note that emergency canned food isn't something you buy and put on a shelf. It's something you regularly eat that you buy a little more of. The new stuff goes in the back of the shelf and you eat the older stuff. Canned tuna, canned beans, canned soup. Things you can eat without cooking if the power goes out. A good flashlight. The doctor here is that you need one more than you think. It's one of the most useful things you can own, and mag lights and plastic wrap are not even close in capability to what you can get these days. Many of you have probably seen the feds recommending owning a dedicated flashlight, not the one in your phone, which is absolutely good advice, because in the event you need a flashlight to see, there's a good chance you're in a situation where you are not going to be able to charge your phone, and will have better uses for your phone battery. And a lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, no worries, I have that plastic flashlight laying around here somewhere, or oh yeah, my dad's old maglite is in the garage. Guys, I love to break it to you, but the flashlight you have is probably terrible compared to proper modern flashlights. And no, I don't mean the ones you get in the sporting goods section of Walmart, although some of those are reasonably okay. They're almost universally overpriced for what they are, And I sure don't mean this US military high-power extreme best flashlight in the world marketing traps you see on TV ads and Kickstarters. Nowadays you can get incredible flashlights that will light up your house better than your actual overhead lights, turn nighttime off in a 50-yard radius of you outside, or even fire a beam of light across a field or a lake a mile away, for less than $100 bucks. Hell, in many cases, less than $50. Now obviously I recommend heading over to our flashlight if you want to do some research, although fair warning, you might catch the flashlight collecting bug and there's no coming back from that. But if you want my personal recommendation for some to check out, the Sofern SP36 is about the size of a soda can, and can put out about 100 times as much light as the flashlight on your phone in a big floody way that fills up rooms easily. Hovers around $60 on Amazon. The AskReddit FT03. This is about as typical looking a flashlight as you can imagine, but the standard model can put out about 50 times as much light as your phone and will blast it out over 800 meters, about $35 if you're willing to sit around and wait for it to come from China in a couple weeks. The Lumental PED-18 is a pocket-sized flashlight about the size of your thumb that can do over 50 times as much light as your phone. If you don't want a fancy user interface, go for the PED-18L, $50. Or as little as $30 with a coupon on Amazon. Anything from Alight, Sofern, Convoy, Nizar, Noctigon, Nightcorp, Voltac, 3Night, Surefire, Phoenix, or Zebralight is going to blow your mind if you've not used the real modern flashlight before, and will probably be more than enough for a normal non-flashlight fetishist. There are plenty of other companies I've forgotten to put in there I'm sure, but I'll personally vouch for all of those. Edit. Okay phew, I wasn't expecting this to do what it did, but thanks everyone for making me feel less like a weird flashlight pervert, or at least feel good about it. Especially thanks for the rewards. That's pretty neat. I think I've responded to everyone who responded, so I'm gonna snuff out the Amizr D4V2 gently flickering in candle mode beside me and hit the hay. High quality cookware sets. You're looking to spend around $80 $100 on this. Your food will cook better and it won't stick, so you end up saving time on washing dishes. Humidifier. Dehumidifier. These are simple, cheap and overlooked small appliances that almost everyone will end up benefiting from. You can buy them for as cheap as $30. Light strips. Hear me out on how this is life-changing. There are certain colors of light that can affect our mood and level of awake, alertness. Spending $20, $50 on some light strips can give you some extra control over your sleep schedule and or the setting of your personal space. Edit. Embarrassingly managed to use your a home network DNS. In short, this blocks nearly all ads on every device on my home internet connection. It also blocks tracking. This goes well beyond what an ad blocker on your computer browser can do. I no longer see ads in apps on my phone or on my Fire TV. It's a night and day difference. I set mine up using Home Assistant running on Raspbian on a Raspberry Pi. For anyone tech savvy, it really isn't difficult to configure. Additionally, since I did this via Home Assistant, I then also have the overwhelmingly best platform for home automation already set up. If you have a smart home and are currently using the automations built into a voice assistant, SmartThings, or anything else, it's shocking how much of an upgrade this is in your ability to automate your home. I have it set to do things that I never would have even imagined were possible before I started using it. There are many ways to set up a home network DNS. Home Assistant just made the most sense for my use case. Edit. Specifically, I use AdGuard Home noise-canceling headphones. Yeah, I know the super quality and marketed ones are $300 and above, but you can find a solid pair. Not all of us have to have the most hyped products that our favorite celebrity uses, for $40, $70, and they can change your life. especially if you travel a lot. Anker Life Q20 or Q30 is something I recommend for a budget option that has decent audio, not an audiophile, and a more than decent noise cancellation.